and we are real estate investors. We don't pay full commission. All right, let's see what these numbers look like. Cash flow, everybody's looking for it. Are you a real estate investor that's struggling, maybe new, or a wholesaler cash buyer, and you're looking for better ways to close more deals? You're in the right place. Each week, I pick a random house off the internet, analyze it for a cash deal and a creative deal. When I started this podcast, my goal was simple. It was to help beginners and struggling investors close their first deal or their next deal, all while using low to no cost tools to analyze properties and craft strong offers. Welcome to the Corner Barn. I am Chris Thompson, that bearded guy, the creative guy, second generation realtor and investor with 19 years in the business. This is the weekly deal analysis. Let's get into the show. This week we are taking a look at 19955 Deerbush Court in Groveland, California. Not really sure where this is. Just again, picked a random property. So looking through this, it looks like kind of a lake area. Um, see what these pictures. Let me get back to it. Here we go. Wrong one. I was peeking around earlier. We got a two-car garage. Not much grass. Roof looks to be pretty good. Skylight. Really old HVAC there. Nice deck off the back. Little patio underneath that. We got some crawl space fence there. Gutters are full. So far, it's pretty inside. A nice living room, table space in the kitchen. Ooh, tiled countertops. Yeah, those would need to be replaced. Looks like older cabinets that have been painted with new hardware. Looks like a pretty good sized kitchen. And this looks like the master. It is open to the master bath. No shower in here, just a bathtub. And a sitting room, all bath, bedroom, laundry, nice hot tub out back and propane. Garden area. Looks like a garden area. Nice view. Creek. Almost kind of like a little resort area. All right, let's see what else they're saying. So this is a 3 bedroom, 2 bath, 1358 square foot. And let's see what the agent's telling us. Oh, 369 days on the market. Something's going on here. Half acre. Not really telling us about the house. Association fees include common area. Where's it? What that fee is? Saying it has an association fee, but saying that it does have a fee. It's just not telling me what that fee is. Oh, there we go. 285 a month. Somewhat reasonable. 18% renters. Average household income's just over 90. What are our experts saying this thing's worth? Average value in the area is saying 320, and we are listed at just under 300. Taxes seem pretty reasonable, especially for California. 3285. Started at 319, down to 300. Other homes sold in the area, 270, 247, 280, 299, 280. This thing looks really nice. All right, so based off of these, honestly, I think our ARV or after repair value is, I think we're going to go with 280. Let's see what we can do. And they paid 332 for this in '07. All right, I think this is all that Holmes is going to be able to tell us. So now we're going to jump over to the Invest Nest and break this thing down for a cash deal. Got it pulled up here on the Invest Nest. Awesome site. Super user friendly and easy on the pocket. I think it's like 40 bucks a month. In the show notes down below, I will have a code for your first week for free and 50% off your first month. Try it out, see if you like it. And if you do, come back to this video and let me know. Hey, it was great because of, or I didn't like it because of. And for anybody that likes to cold call or do seller outreach, they do include skip tracing in their pricing. You don't have to pay extra for it. And let's see what else we can find in here. What else? What else? All right, let's analyze. So we're just going to call this the property address. All right, so we said we thought our ARV or after repair value was 280. We're going to offer 70% of that minus repairs. Overall repairs, I think we're going to need to spend about $10,000. So 280 times 70% minus 10,000 gives us an offer price of 186. And closing cost, we're going to put 4% because we're going to pay both sides, buyer and seller. Our lender's going to charge us 2 points, and that's really how they get paid. Our cost of improvements we said was 10,000, and I do want to roll that into the loan. 25% down. I got quoted last week at 6.8 on a investor loan, and I want a 30-year term. Rental income. So they're not telling us what they think it is. I've already used Rentometer earlier today, so I don't pay for it. It's like $8 a month. I should, but I don't. Highly recommend it though. So HUD or Section 8 saying they will pay up to 2,078. So that's the number we're going to plug in because I don't have anything else to go on. Taxes look good. Insurance, I factor in $1,500 a year or $125 a month. Our property manager is going to charge us 10% each month. Tenant's paying all the utilities, and we said our HOA fee was $285 a month. $285. And our reserve fund, I call it my war chest. That is 5% off the top for repairs and maintenance, vacancy, and capital expenditures. Capital expenditures or CapEx is going to be your big ticket stuff like your roof, your furnace, water heater, stuff like that. So we put 15% aside each month off the top to make sure we don't overextend ourselves. And this is real estate. It's never a matter of if, it's always a matter of when something goes wrong. We'll plan on the property value going up 2% per year. I'd like to increase my rents about 2.5% per year. And we are real estate investors. We don't pay full commission. All right, let's see what these numbers look like. You were looking to see if it cash flowed. I know. If you haven't done so already, hit that like button and share this with somebody that else will get some value out of it. Ew. 83.56 loss each and every month. Wow. That's with about 60 grand out of pocket. Um, cap rate or capitalization rate, more of a multifamily thing. Um, too low. I generally look between a 7 and an 8 cap. DSCR, debt service coverage ratio. They like to see at least a 1.0, realistically like a 1.2, 1.25. Cash on cash return is negative. Return on investment over time, a little over 7%. Another reason why I don't like the 1% rule, because this says it works, but you're negative cash flow. So take the 1% rule, throw it away. All right, this breaks down all of our fees and expenses. So we're saying our total income is that what HUD was saying we were going to be able to rent it for. Um, and then we have all of our fees here. So it's just not a good deal. We're 5 years in before we even see a little bit of a cash on cash return here. And that's with increasing those rents 2.5% per year, which you can't bank on every year. Sometimes I do a little more, sometimes I don't do any. It's part of the game. And then you're looking at about 6 years to just break even for what you've put into it. Not a good deal. Now we're going to do my favorite part and jump over and analyze the creative side. This is my creative calculator. You can get it off my website, christhompsonteam.com, and the link will also be in the show notes. So we were saying our ARV, or after repair value, was 280. And on the cash deal, we were offering, what were we offering? 186. So on a creative deal, we are asking the seller to be our bank. So we're going to have to get a little bit sweeter on that deal. So let's see what 250 looks like. And for an interest rate, we want to offer them a sweet 2% rate. Now, PITI. What the heck is PITI? Principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. Your mortgage payment. And we're going to add the HOA into this as well. For that, we're going to go to bank rate to figure out. We're saying 250. I only want to put 5% down at a 2% interest rate. My taxes are $274 a month. 274. Insurance is 125. And that was 285. All right, so that gives us a PITI, principal, interest, taxes, and insurance plus HOA of 1562. Put that number in. 1562. We said our projected rents were 2,078. 2,078. Still negative. Gosh. With a $516 gross cash flow, 311 to the war chest, 207 to the management, we're losing $3 a month. Wow. See what happens if we offer 225. Everything else the same. That drops it down a little bit to 1474. All right, so at least we're, cash flow positive here, but that's still not great. Maybe this could work as a midterm or a short-term rental. That is not my area of expertise, and there are tons of people online that are great at it. I'm friends with several of them. It's just not me. I'm a long-term, slow and boring kind of guy. So our cash to the seller was 11,250. Agent commission in a year, they haven't done anything. Let's see if 500 bucks will go make them go away. Assignment fee, we are not working with a wholesaler, so we don't have to factor that in. Closing cost is that same 4%. Renovations, we said we're 10,000. and 2 months of holding is just 2 months of this mortgage payment. No arrears that we are aware of, and a good TC or transaction coordinator will cost you about $1,500 a month. So for about $37,000, your ROI or return on investment is 36, almost 37 years. That's not good. Now, also, this is with no rent increases or anything like that, but this one's not a good cash or creative deal, unfortunately. What do you think? Is there a better way to structure the numbers? Am I missing something? If you're into short-term or mid-term rentals, would this be something you would consider? I don't know. Drop them down in the comments and let me know. That's going to do it here for us this week in the Corner Barn on the weekly deal analysis. I am Chris Thompson, that bearded guy, the creative guy. We'll catch you next week.